Have you ever been jolted awake in the middle of the night? Your calf muscle twisted in pain, locked so tightly that you could hardly breathe, let alone move? That kind of leg cramp, especially in the quiet hours of the night, feels like your own body turning against you. For many seniors, this isn't a rare occurrence. It's a nightly struggle. And here's what's most heartbreaking. Most seniors think it's just part of getting old, that they have to live with this. That pain, stiffness, and weakness are normal after 60. But what if I told you that these agonizing cramps, these sudden, stabbing reminders of weakness, are often the result of silent nutrient deficiencies, and they're entirely preventable? In fact, some of the most respected names in science, like Dr. Mark Hyman and Dr. Andrew Huberman, have pointed out that what we eat or fail to eat directly affects how our muscles behave, even when we're sleeping. Asterisk the truth about leg cramps in Cineo, RS today. I want to guide you through something life-changing, because these leg cramps, they're not just painful, they're warnings. Muscles are speaking to you. They're saying, we're struggling, we need help. And that help doesn't come from another painkiller or cream. It starts with 6 powerful nutrients that are likely missing from your daily routine. Nutrients your body once had in abundance, but that have quietly faded with age. Each one plays a unique role, not just in preventing cramps, but in strengthening your legs, boosting mobility, and even protecting your independence. Asterisk, a real story. Marjorie's cramps and her BRAKTH butt. Before we begin, let me take you into a story. A story of someone like you, someone who didn't think nutrients could make such a difference. Until they did. Marjorie was 72, a retired teacher, mother of 3, and proud grandmother. She loved gardening, especially early mornings with her roses, but for the last year, every time she knelt down to tend to them, her calves would tighten, spasm, and sometimes she'd collapse from the pain. She tried everything: hydration, stretching, even cutting back on salt, but nothing worked. Her doctor offered muscle relaxants, but they made her groggy and slow. She began to believe she was simply getting old. Then, her daughter took her to a new functional medicine clinic. They did a blood panel. The results were shocking. Marjorie was deficient in 3 critical nutrients, ones that most people over 60 are low in. The solution wasn't complicated. It was food. Real, whole, powerful food. And within 3 weeks, her cramps stopped. She could walk longer. She had strength in her legs again. What changed wasn't just her muscles. It was her hope. Asterisk. So if you've ever felt like your legs were betraying you, if you've ever worried about falling or losing your independence, or simply being unable to keep up with your grandchildren at the park, stay with me. Because in this video, we'll journey through the 6 most powerful nutrients to prevent leg cramps and build stronger legs after 60. Backed by science, explained in plain English, and grounded in real stories. No hype, just truth. The kind that can change how your legs and your life feel every single day? Asterisk. Nutrient number 1. Magnesium, the muscle RLXCR. But we must begin with one of the most misunderstood and quietly dangerous deficiencies in older adults. One that even many doctors overlook, yet it plays a central role in muscle contractions and cramping. It's magnesium. Now, most people think of magnesium as something related to digestion or relaxation, and that's partly true. But in your muscles, magnesium is the mineral that allows relaxation to happen. Without it, your muscles stay tight, rigid, and prone to painful spasms. What many seniors don't know is that aging naturally reduces your body's ability to absorb and retain magnesium. Even if you're eating foods that contain it, your gut may not be pulling it in efficiently anymore. Plus, common medications like diuretics for blood pressure actually drain magnesium from your system. The result: cramps, twitches, weakness. Sound familiar? Researchers at Harvard have found that low magnesium levels are directly linked to frequent nighttime leg cramps in older adults. But here's the good news. Restoring magnesium levels doesn't have to mean pills. In fact, some of the richest magnesium sources are foods you might already enjoy, like pumpkin seeds, spinach, and almonds. Asterisk Marjorie's morning ritual, a small smoothie. Big RESULT's Marjorie, the woman I told you about earlier, began each day with a small smoothie. Just spinach, almond milk, a banana, and chia seeds. Within 2 weeks, her muscle cramps reduced by 70%. Science confirms this too. Dr. Andrew Weil, pioneer in integrative medicine, recommends 320 to 420 milligrams of magnesium daily for older adults through food first. Not only does this reduce cramping, but it helps regulate your heartbeat, relax your blood vessels, and even improve sleep. But not all magnesium is created equal. There's a difference between magnesium oxide, often found in cheap supplements, and forms like magnesium glycinate or citrate, which your body absorbs more easily. It's not just about what you take, it's also about what you avoid. Processed foods, sugar, and too much caffeine can deplete magnesium, quietly undoing your efforts. So if you've been suffering from nightly cramps, or you feel like your legs are constantly tight, magnesium might be the missing link. But that's only the beginning. Asterisk, coming up next, the nerve activator unutriant, because if magnesium is the mineral of relaxation, the next nutrient we'll explore is the master of contraction. Without it, your muscles don't move at all. In fact, your entire nervous system depends on it. And yet most seniors aren't getting enough of it. It's a nutrient you may not think about often. But it could be the single biggest reason your muscles are screaming for help. Nutrient. #2. Potassium, the nerve COM, mu and ICA2R. Now that we've talked about magnesium, the mineral that helps your muscles relax, let's talk about the nutrient. That tells your muscles when to move in the first place. Without this nutrient, your nerves can't properly signal your muscles. Your body becomes confused. And those sudden stabbing leg cramps, they often begin with that silent misfire. This nutrient is potassium. You've probably heard of it in passing.
It could be associated with bananas or athletes
Trying to prevent cramps. But here's the real story. Potassium is an electrolyte. Type of mineral that carries an electrical charge. Your muscles run on tiny electrical impulses. So when potassium is low, those impulses fire off in the wrong way or not at all. Think of your muscles like light bulbs. Magnesium keeps the bulb from overheating, but potassium connects the wire. Without it, the bulb flickers, pulses, and may burn out. As we age, our potassium levels tend to decline. And here's what's scary. Many seniors unknowingly eat diets too low in potassium and too high in sodium. This imbalance creates the perfect storm for cramps, stiffness, and even high blood pressure. Asterisk the hidden danger in the senior diet. In fact, the National Institutes of Health reports that over 90% of Americans, especially those over 60, don't meet the recommended daily potassium intake. That's more than just a number. It's a nation of older adults walking around with low-grade invisible inflammation, muscle dysfunction, and weakened cardiovascular systems, simply because one powerful mineral is missing from their plates. And it doesn't help that many processed foods, the kind found in retirement home kitchens, frozen dinners, or low-fat snacks, are stripped of natural potassium and packed with sodium instead. The result? The more convenient your meals are, the more likely they're harming your legs, your heart, and your energy. Real food, real results. The power of potassium-rich coesite CS. So how do you fix it? Not by eating more bananas? Yes, bananas are a good source, but they're not the best. In fact, sweet potatoes, white beans, avocados, and spinach often contain more potassium per serving than bananas. Let me tell you about Richard. He's 68, a retired firefighter from Colorado. Strong guy, proud of his independence. But after a hip injury, he started noticing something strange: nighttime cramps in his thighs and calves. At first, he blamed it on poor circulation, then on stress. Finally, a specialist ran a basic electrolyte panel. Richard was severely potassium deficient. He didn't want medications, so he worked with a nutritionist to simply rebalance his diet. Breakfast became a blend of avocado and eggs. Lunch included lentil soup and spinach salad. Dinner, baked salmon with roasted sweet potatoes. In 2 weeks, the cramps were gone. But more than that, Richard said something powerful. My legs feel young again. Alive. That's what potassium does. It doesn't just stop cramps. It restores electrical life to your body's movements. It makes your muscles more responsive, less tired. It helps you feel present in your body again. But we're not stopping here, because while magnesium relaxes and potassium communicates, there's one nutrient that physically fuels every muscle contraction. And without it, even if your nerves are firing correctly, your muscles have no power source. It's the nutrient that literally produces the energy your cells need to move. And yet, nearly half of all seniors are deficient in it. Nutrient number 3, calcium. The muscle ACTI, ECTORAs, calcium. The same mineral we associate with bones is absolutely essential for muscles. 2. Here's what most people miss. Every single time your muscle contracts, whether to lift a cup of tea or climb a step, it needs a flood of calcium ions to trigger the contraction. Without calcium, your muscle fibers can't tighten. And when that calcium supply is irregular or insufficient, your muscles start to cramp, twitch, even lock up unexpectedly. Calcium isn't just for bone strength. It's a conductor. It partners with magnesium in a perfect balance. Think of them as the gas and brake pedals of your muscle system. Magnesium helps you stop, relax. Calcium helps you go contract. If one is too high and the other too low, the system fails. Sadly, many seniors avoid calcium-rich foods either out of fear of kidney stones or due to lactose intolerance. But that avoidance can lead to silent deficiencies that wreak havoc on muscle control and strength, the calcium balance. IT is not just about milk. You don't need to guzzle milk to get enough calcium. In fact, sardines, sesame seeds, kale, bok choy, and fortified plant-based milks are excellent sources, and they're easier on digestion. And here's something you may not know. Vitamin D is crucial for calcium absorption. Without enough vitamin D, your body struggles to absorb calcium from food, no matter how much you eat. That's why calcium and vitamin D are often paired. They're a team. Remember Elaine? She's 76, lives in Arizona, but rarely went outside. She drank her morning coffee and stayed indoors due to sensitive skin. Her doctor assumed her leg cramps were from dehydration, but when a new physician checked her vitamin D and calcium levels, they were dangerously low. She started gentle sun exposure, just 10 minutes in the early morning, and added a fortified almond milk smoothie to her breakfast. Within weeks, not only were her cramps gone, but her balance improved, and she began walking longer distances without her cane. That's the power of restoring the calcium. Vitamin D connection. Asterisk, but we still have 3 more nutrients to explore. And the next one may surprise you, because it isn't just a mineral or a vitamin. It's a compound that fuels your blood flow, and without it, your muscles don't get the oxygen they desperately need to stay strong and cramp-free. Coming up next, the blood flow booster you've never heard. If your heart can be healthy, your nerves can fire. But if your muscles aren't getting oxygen-rich blood consistently, you'll feel weak, heavy, and vulnerable to cramps, especially in your legs. That's why the next nutrient we'll explore has become one of the most exciting breakthroughs in muscle performance for older adults. Asterisk. Nutrient number 4, nitrates. The blood flow, BOOSTR. Let's imagine this. Your muscles are primed. Your nerves are firing. Your magnesium and calcium levels are balanced. But when you walk across the living room or try to climb the stairs, your legs start burning. You pause, rub them, try again. It's not just soreness. It's like they're running out of oxygen. This isn't just fatigue. It's poor circulation. And when your muscles don't receive enough oxygen-rich blood, they quickly cramp, spasm, and weaken. That's why even the healthiest muscles need strong, steady blood flow to function well, especially in the legs, which are furthest from the heart. Now here's the shocker. One of the most effective ways to boost leg circulation naturally is through dietary nitrates. Yes, nitrates. Not the bad kind you hear about in processed meats like hot dogs, Those are synthetic, harmful nitrates. We're talking about natural nitrates, the kind found in plants, especially beets, arugula, spinach, and celery. These nitrates turn into nitric oxide in your body, a compound that dilates blood vessels, increases circulation, and improves oxygen delivery directly to your muscles. It's like opening the highway wide open so that your blood flows freely, even into tired, aging legs. Asterisk beetroot and senior muscle strength. The new SHI HENG study, published in the Journal of Gerontology. Older adults who consumed beetroot juice daily showed 20% greater muscle power during walking exercises compared to those who didn't. 20% from a simple glass of juice. Dr. Jack Rajewski, a leading researcher in aging and movement, found that beet juice didn't just boost strength, it also helped reduce the effort required to walk. Seniors felt lighter on their feet, more confident, and less exhausted from daily movement. Let's take Harold as an example. He's 73, a former mechanic, and a proud grandfather of 7. But for years, he avoided family walks because of calf cramps that started after just 5 minutes of walking. His doctor said it was just age and poor circulation. But Harold wasn't ready to give up. He started drinking half a cup of beet juice every morning. Not much, just a small amount with breakfast. After 10 days, something changed. His walks got longer. The cramps eased. A few weeks later, he joined his grandkids for a hike, something he hadn't done in over a decade. That's the power of nitrates. They don't act like a drug, sudden and harsh. They gently open your vessels, nourish your muscles, and breathe new life into tired legs. And it's not just about beets. Arugula, sometimes called rocket, is one of the highest nitrate foods on the planet. It's into a salad or blended into a smoothie. It can offer daily circulation support without pills or prescriptions. Still, there's another layer to this story. Because even if your muscles are getting oxygen, even if you're eating clean, your muscles also need protection. And this next nutrient acts like a shield. It defends your muscles from internal stress, inflammation, and breakdown, something most people over 60 desperately need more of. Coming up next, the antioxidant. Guardian for stronger LGSU may think of leg cramps as a surface issue. But underneath the surface, your cells are constantly under attack from oxidative stress, like rusting from the inside. And when that stress builds up, your muscles become weak, inflamed, and prone to injury. The next nutrient? It's your defense system. It's time to meet the cellular bodyguard for seniors. Nutrient number 5, vitamin E, the antioxidant GURDIA. Imagine this. You've done everything right. Your magnesium, potassium, calcium, and nitrates are all in place. Muscles are being fueled, your nerves are firing properly, and blood is flowing smoothly. Yet somehow, your legs still feel sore, still ache, still cramp up after short walks, or even while resting. This is the hidden layer of the problem. It's not about what's going into your muscles. It's about what's attacking them from the inside. Your body is constantly under attack by something called oxidative stress. Think of it like rust forming on metal. Over time, it breaks things down. In your body, it damages cells, especially in muscles, nerves, and blood vessels. And this internal stress is far more common in older adults, especially those over 60. Enter vitamin E, the body's natural shield. Vitamin E is a powerful antioxidant. It protects your muscles by neutralizing harmful molecules called free radicals. These radicals increase with age, pollution, medications, processed foods, and even emotional stress. When left unchecked, they cause tiny tears in muscle fibers, disrupt nerve function, and worsen inflammation, all of which can trigger cramps and long-term weakness. The science of vitamin E and senior MOBII, Lightwire research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, has shown that older adults with higher levels of vitamin E have better muscle strength, greater walking speed, and a lower risk of physical disability. That's not just a small benefit. That's the difference between needing a walker at 75 or walking independently into your 90s. But here's the twist. Most seniors are getting less than half the recommended daily intake of vitamin E. Why? Because the best sources aren't always obvious. You won't find high vitamin E in your standard multivitamin. And most processed foods, even those labeled healthy, contain almost none. Asterisk. Foods rich in vitamin E. Simple, powerful. UNDER-RATE. The best sources of natural vitamin E are sunflower seeds, almonds, hazelnuts, avocados, and spinach. Even a tablespoon of sunflower seeds sprinkled over your salad can make a difference. Handful of almonds as a midday snack, easy, satisfying, and healing. Let's revisit Elaine, the woman we mentioned earlier with the calcium deficiency. When she added a daily handful of almonds and spinach to her routine, alongside her morning sunlight exposure, not only did her calcium balance improve, but the tingling in her legs, it vanished. Her steps felt lighter, her legs no longer burned after standing. She smiled more. Sometimes, it's not about adding more medication. It's about giving your body the tools to defend itself. And vitamin E is one of the strongest defenders in nature's cabinet now. Before we move to our final nutrient, perhaps the most overlooked and yet critically important for leg strength, I want to remind you of something vital. Every nutrient we've talked about so far, magnesium, potassium, calcium, nitrates, and vitamin E, they don't just work in isolation. They work together, like a symphony. When one is missing, the others struggle. That's why leg cramps are often not from just one thing, but from a quiet cascade of imbalances that build over years. And that's exactly what our last nutrient addresses. Because it doesn't just support muscle function, it supports every cell in your body, including your mitochondria, the little engines inside your cells that give you energy, endurance, and recovery. This final nutrient has been called a lifesaver for seniors who struggle with fatigue, leg weakness, and slow healing. And most people, even health-conscious ones, are unknowingly deficient in it. Asterisk, coming up next. The cellular powerhouse nutrient that reverses fatigue and CREMPs, you may not feel it. But inside your cells, tiny energy factories are slowing down with age. This next nutrient reawakens them, especially in your leg muscles. If you've ever felt your legs give out after short walks, or you just feel tired no matter how well you eat, stay with me, because our final nutrient may be the key to your strength, stamina, and freedom. Asterisk, nutrient number 6, COQ10, the cellular POWEOS-EFUV. Ever felt like your legs just don't have it anymore? Like they give up halfway? Up the stairs or tremble during short walks? It may not be weakness. It may be something deeper, quieter, something happening inside your cells. That something is energy loss. And at the center of that process is a nutrient called coenzyme. Q10, or COQ10 for short. CoQ10 isn't a vitamin or a mineral. It's a compound your body makes naturally, and it lives inside every single cell in your body. Its main job, producing energy. Specifically, it helps your mitochondria, the tiny engines in your cells, convert food into usable power. Muscles need that energy to move, repair, and resist fatigue. And without COQ10, those engines slow down and eventually stall. This is especially critical for your leg muscles, which carry the weight of your body, help you move, and require enormous energy to function properly, particularly as we age. But here's the catch. COQ10 production declines sharply after age 50, and for many seniors, levels drop by more than 60% by the time they reach their 70s. It's like running a car with almost no oil. Eventually, the engine can't keep up. Asterisk, the hidden link between statins and statins. COQ10, deficiencies. If you're taking statin medications for cholesterol, which millions of seniors are, your COQ10 levels may be even lower. Why? Because statins block the same pathway your body uses to produce COQ10. While these medications can protect your heart, they can also leave your muscles starved for energy, which may explain why many seniors on statins complain of leg pain, cramps, and weakness. But here's the good news. Coke 10 can be replenished. Science and supplementation, recharging your legs from WITH Cayenne. Multiple studies have confirmed that Coke 10 supplementation in older adults improves muscle strength. It reduces fatigue and even shortens recovery time after physical activity. One double-blind study published in Nutrition showed that seniors who took 200 milligrams of Coke 10 daily for 90 days had significantly fewer leg cramps and reported more energy during walks and light exercise. Let me tell you about James. He's 74, and for years he struggled with constant calf pain. Not from overuse, but from simple activities like getting out of bed or standing up from a chair. His legs felt like they just didn't have power anymore. After reading about Coke 10, he spoke to his cardiologist and started a daily supplement. Just 100 milligrams with his morning meal. Within weeks, the difference was night and day. His legs didn't just stop cramping, they felt alive. He began walking to the corner store again, something he hadn't done in years. Now, while Coke 10 is found in some foods like organ meats, sardines, and spinach, it's nearly impossible to get therapeutic levels through diet alone, especially if you're over 60. That's why high-quality supplements, preferably in the ubiquinol form, which is more bioavailable, are often recommended for seniors, especially those on medications that deplete CoQ10. Asterisk, and always speak with your doctor before adding any supplement, especially if you're managing multiple health conditions. But don't ignore this one. If your legs feel tired, if your energy crashes too soon, or if your muscles just won't cooperate like they used to, Q10 may be the quiet missing link. Everything works together. The final pi C2. Now that we explored all 6 powerful nutrients, let's take a step back. Your legs are more than limbs. They're your freedom, your connection to the world, your ability to walk to the kitchen, stand at the stove, stroll through the park, or dance at your granddaughter's wedding. Every cramp, every tremble, every moment of weakness, not something you have to just live with. Your body speaks in symptoms and leg cramps. They're a message, not a punishment. A message that your body needs support. Support through food, support through nutrients, support through simple changes that give your muscles the fuel, balance, protection, and energy they've been missing for years. You now know about magnesium, the mineral of relaxation. Potassium, the communicator between nerve and muscle. Calcium, the spark of contraction. Nitrates, the fuel for blood flow. Vitamin E, your internal shield. And Coke 10, the energy restorer. But we're not finished yet, because now it's time to bring it all together and talk about how to turn this knowledge into daily action. Coming up next. Simple daily habits to strengthen your legs after 60. You know the science. You know the nutrients. But what do you actually do tomorrow morning? How do you eat, move, and nourish yourself without pills or confusion? In the next part, I'll walk you through a daily routine, simple steps any senior can take to reduce cramps, strengthen legs, and protect independence. One gentle step at a time. Asterisk, daily routine, turning nutrition into leg, SHI HENG, show. Where do you begin? You've just learned about 6 powerful nutrients that your legs have likely been begging for, maybe without you even knowing. But alone doesn't strengthen muscles or stop cramps. What matters now is daily action, simple steps, gentle shifts in what you eat, what you avoid, and how you treat your body. Let's walk through what a leg strengthening, cramp-preventing day might look like for someone like you, someone over 60, ready to move better, feel stronger, and live with more confidence. Morning, fueling your legs from the STR to your body is just spent. 7 or 8 hours without food, water, or nutrients. When you wake up, your muscles are thirsty, not just for fluids, but for minerals. That's why your day should begin gently but powerfully. Start with a glass of room temperature. Water with a pinch of sea salt and a squeeze of lemon. This simple drink begins hydrating your muscles and provides natural sodium and trace minerals, the electrical spark your muscles need to function. Then, consider a morning smoothie, but not the sugary kind. It's just a blend of spinach, a small banana, almond milk, a tablespoon of chia seeds, and half an avocado. Right there, you've covered magnesium, potassium, vitamin E, and even some COQ10 precursors from the avocado and greens. Add a handful of almonds or a slice of whole grain. Toast topped with almond butter if you need more substance. And don't forget a short walk in the morning sun. Just 10 minutes to gently wake up your body and support vitamin D, which helps your calcium absorption later in the day. This combination sets your muscles up for balance, calm, strong, and well-fed midday. Recharging with nitrates and protein as the day goes on. Blood flow and oxygen delivery become essential, especially if you're walking, standing, or gardening. That's when you turn to natural nitrates. Lunch could be a simple salad with arugula, beets, grilled chicken or lentils, and a handful of sunflower seeds. Drizzle with olive oil and lemon, not just for taste, but to support absorption of vitamin E and maintain healthy fats for joint health. And if you prefer something warm, consider a bowl of vegetable soup with sweet potatoes, carrots, spinach, and beans. Each ingredient supports either your potassium, nitrates, or antioxidants. Take your COQ10 supplement with lunch, especially if you're taking any statins or cholesterol medication. This is when your body is most ready to absorb and use it, fueling your energy production for the second half of the day. Afternoon, movement plus magnesium SU. People, by mid-afternoon, the body naturally begins to slow down. But if you've fed your muscles well, this is also a good time to move gently, a short walk, a few leg raises at the kitchen counter, or even simple stretching near a sunny window. After movement, treat yourself to a magnesium-rich snack. A few squares of dark chocolate 70% or higher, a handful of pumpkin seeds, or a warm cup of cocoa made with almond milk. These aren't guilty pleasures, they're muscle medicine. Magnesium works best when spread out during the day, not taken all at once. It helps your muscles stay relaxed, prevents twitches, and supports your nervous system, especially if you've been sitting for long periods. Evening, rest, replenish, and RECOV or Widener is your chance to recover. Think of it as a gentle refueling process. Focus on calcium-rich greens like kale or bok choy, wild-caught salmon or sardines, and roasted sweet potatoes. Every bite nourishes your muscles, bones, and nerves while giving your body the tools to repair overnight and just before bed. A relaxing magnesium foot soak or a cup of chamomile tea with a sprinkle of cinnamon can calm your system and prepare your muscles for rest. If cramps wake you in the night, consider keeping a small bottle of beet juice or electrolyte water by your bedside. A few sips can often ease nighttime spasms within minutes by restoring balance quickly, but more important than any one food or drink is consistency. Consistency. Small steps. Big CH&G, you don't need a perfect diet. You don't need to buy expensive supplements. And you don't need to do everything at once. All you need to do is start. And stay gentle. Give your body time to rebuild, realign, and respond. Remember, your muscles have carried you through decades of life. Every step, every task, every moment of independence, they've been there. Now it's time to give back, because these 6 nutrients, magnesium, potassium, calcium, nitrates, vitamin E, and COQ10, are not just about cramps. They're about freedom. They're about confidence. They're about that quiet strength you thought you were losing, but never really did. And if you've watched this far, I want to tell you something. You're not broken. You're rebuilding. But before we close, let's revisit everything quickly, clearly, and give you one last powerful message. You've learned the what, the why, and the how. Now let's tie it together so you leave this video not just informed, but inspired and ready. Asterisk 6 nutrients that restore your STR and getcha. Let's take a deep breath. Look back at what we've uncovered. You started this journey because of pain, leg cramps, weakness, maybe a sense of fading strength. And what you've discovered isn't just a list of nutrients. It's a map back to your body's potential. Here's what we now know. Magnesium, your muscle's best friend for relaxation. It stops spasms, calms tightness, and works gently. In the background, especially at night, potassium, the great communicator. It keeps your nerves and muscles in sync. It restores balance when your body feels off. Kilter. Calcium, not just for bones, but the very spark that allows your muscles to contract. Without it, your body loses its rhythm. Nitrates, the blood flow enhancers. It's found in plants like beets. In arugula, they open your vessels, send oxygen to your legs, and bring vitality where fatigue once lived. Vitamin E, your cellular shield. It protects muscles from internal damage and keeps your strength from rusting away. CoQ10, your energy generator. Powers your cells, fights fatigue, and supports your legs when they feel like giving out. These 6 nutrients, they're not magic, they're not hype, they're part of you, or at least they should be. And when they're restored, the body remembers. Your strength returns. Not overnight, not perfectly. The emotional truth, aging doesn't mean decline, it means refinement. Tellets. Be honest for a moment. Growing older often comes with losses of speed, balance, sometimes even of confidence. And society doesn't always make that easier. Too many voices out there tell you to slow down, to expect weakness, to accept the cane, the pain, the cramps, the pills. But here's the truth. You are not here just to survive these years. You are here to thrive in them, to enjoy them, to walk freely, to dance slowly, to stand at your stove, your garden, or your granddaughter's wedding and feel, not fear, your body. That is still possible. More than that, it's within reach. Because the strength you seek, it was never lost. It was only waiting. For a little help, a simple promise from me to you: if you make even one small change today, maybe adding a handful of spinach to your breakfast, a few almonds in the afternoon, or a short walk after lunch, your body will notice. If you begin gently restoring what time and routine may have stripped away, you will feel the difference. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but soon. You'll notice your legs feel lighter, your steps come easier. The cramps that once woke you up in agony don't come at all. And in their place is confidence and strength. Asterisk. Let's stay together on this JOURNIY before we go. I'd love to hear from you. How old are you? What kind of pain or weakness have you been dealing with in your legs or muscles? Which of these 6 nutrients do you think you've been missing most? Let me know in the comments. I read each one. This is more than a video. It's a community. And when you share, someone else out there might realize they're not alone either. If you found this helpful, even just a little, please consider subscribing. Not because it helps me, but because this is how we grow stronger together. I create every video with the hope that someone like you will find relief, comfort, and renewed confidence in their body. And if you know someone, a friend, a sibling, a spouse who's been battling leg cramps or walking issues silently, please share this video with them. You never know. It might just be the turning point they've been waiting for. Asterisk. Strength is still within you. Getting older isn't a sentence. It's a privilege. And every day you wake up with breath in your lungs, legs beneath you, and a desire to feel better. That's a day full of opportunity. So today, make a promise to your body. I hear you. I'm ready to support you. And let that first step be simple. A glass of water, a handful of greens, a gentle walk. Then do it again tomorrow. You're not weak. You're wise, and your legs, they still have a lot of life left in them. Stay well. Stay strong. And until next time, take good care of yourself.